I'm David Smalley with Elves and Angels. I'm here to do a assembly video on our new product, Dolly's changing table. It's a bit different than our old one. It has no curtains and it has a larger wardrobe, additional shelves. It's a nice piece, and we'll show you how to put it together right now. As with all Elves and Angels products, there are grooves and everything to show you exactly where to put the pieces we're trying to get you to put in to assemble. As in these are shelf grooves, the top groove, the front door frame, which you'll see in just a moment. The parts are, this is a partition, this is the working surface, this is the bottom shelf, top scroll, rear connector with, you'll see there's a groove there. Your back is going to slide right into that. And the swing, two pieces, drilled holes. And then this is the swing dowel, goes through the whole unit. And that's about it, shelves. So we'll get started. That'll help you get at it better than anything. So first of all, we're going to take this side here. I'll take this side. This is our cooktop. It's not our cooktop, I'm sorry. It's our working surface. Okay, so we're going to put that in that groove that we've provided there for you. And it goes all the way to the front. And we're going to put a couple of screws here. Snug it in tight. Yes. Now if this joint is open at all here in that groove, you can get underneath it and push upward, enclosing in the joint as good as you possibly can. Sometimes the wood is a little bit curled or whatever, and that's one way to deal with it. So we would have to deal with if we were doing it. Now we're going to put in this side here, this, all the way forward. And again, two screws here. Just, if you have someone to hold it, that's great. If not, you can do this. Be applying pressure upward to close your joint good. I'm squeezing that and putting my thumb there, squeezing that like that. All these little things like this will give you the type of job that you're looking for. Here, for instance, if you were open a little bit, push this against there, push up with your hand, and then put in your screw. If you have two people there, it would be great because they can do it even better. Okay, we have our working surface on now. Going to go like this. This is our door frame. The wardrobe is behind the doors and the shelves are over here. Okay. This here, you're just going to put in these grooves here like this. If you have two people, just have them squeeze it together at the bottom. That just slides in there very nicely. And the next thing is you have three screws. I'm going a little bit slow here because I've never done this before. So this is the first time for me also. So if you have someone with you, have them push there, you push up. You see how that closes that gap? Either that or you can lean against this and push up snug and then put in your screw. Either that or kind of go like this and get both at once. I'm just going to put in two screws to save time. There actually are three. And again, you've got a groove there, so if this is down a little bit, snug it up at the front. I'll show you. We have to have some give there because of humidity. Like that. And then the other side here, again, push up like this. I'll tell you, actually, now that I think of it, a real good thing to do if you're by yourself. I've got a little bit of a gap right there at the top, you'll see. Now watch what happens when I do this. Okay, I'm going to snug that in with my hand. I'm just going like that. You can do the same thing if you're alone. I'm going to snug that in, then I'm going to put in my screw. That, and then we'll put one in the bottom, you're going to put in 3. There's actually one in the middle. You don't need to see me screw in screws over and over. That won't help you anymore. Okay, so now at this point, this is what you're looking at. This is a nice piece that we really like. This, the doors like this. Self-closing hinges as with all of our products. Then we're going to go down here. We're going to slide in the bottom shelf. You see the groove here? That's what the middle partition goes into. And on the underneath, there's your pre-drill hole. Sorry. Okay, we're going to put that in these grooves back here, like this. That's going to slide in. Occasionally, if it's humid or something, it might be a little tight or whatever. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's just humid. We make it as loose as we can without it being, excuse me, floppy or something. So you want this shelf even with the inside of this 1/4-inch track. That is where your back is going to slide up and eventually run into your rear connector. So you want this even with the inside edge of that on both sides. Okay, this has 2 screws. We're only going to put in 1. Again, save time. Not trying to be lazy, it's just we'll do that, get that, so that's even there. Okay, another one. Again, you know now how to close up a gap if you want to. Okay, this is your middle partition. This, if you're assembling this from the rear, it goes over to the side with the wardrobe on it. You'll see the dowel hole there for your curtain rod, which is here, and this is the dowel hole here. What we want you to do is, well, I'm going to do this right now. I put one end in the one in the side of the changing table, and then I put the other one right there. Okay, and I'm in the groove also. So there's a little bit of leeway there. Now we're going to put the screw in the bottom. I showed you that one hole. This wants to be even here. Like that, like that. Then you have a couple of shelves here. We'll put in the top one right now. Over here. That goes down like that. And then this one here. That. Then on the side there are 2 screws here. This one here we've already done. I'm not even going to bother to put those in. You got one here, one there. That just lines up again with the inside of this 1/4-inch track that we're going to slide our back up in. And I'll show you these here. Again, you want to be flush or even here. You can have 2 screws to put in these shelves like this. Okay, I won't bother do them. This unit will stay together by itself. Okay. Then I think this might be a good time to we'll put your swing rod in. I think you could do it at another time, but this isn't a bad time. This is the swing rod. Obviously this goes out. You'll see there's a hole right there. You're going to go in through there, and on the inside there's another one. You want to feed this right through there, like this. In the end of that is a 1/4-inch hole. You'll see it right here. I'm just going to stick this dowel. This one's a little longer than normal. It just goes in there. It keeps that from coming all the way out. You can see that. I'll give you a smaller one than that. Okay, so now your dowel's in. Excuse me. We're going to put on our top scroll right here. This goes even with the underneath of the working surface, as Jacob will show you right there. Okay, Now, here's a good point. All right, this is exactly the same length as this opening. But as in anything to do with woodworking, you may not be able to get that in the exact size opening. If it seems too tight, back off on one of your side screws. What I mean by backing off is turn it a quarter of a turn counterclockwise or backwards. And you'll see that this releases. Whereas this was tight before, now look, and it's still the same length. Okay, so if it should be tight, it's most likely 99.9% of the time it's the correct length. It's just, you need to know this. So we're going to screw that back in, snug it up, and there it is, nice and tight, like that. And again, even with the bottom of the piece. Okay, and this comes in like this. And then you've got two screws. You have one on either side here. Whoops. Okay. So you're going to put those in. We got one more over here. And I'll show you these. You also have two here. I'm not going to bother to put them in. This is what it looks like from the back. There's your rod for your hangers. This is what I was talking about here. You'll see. Just so it doesn't come all the way out. It's not going to hurt anyone or anything. Okay, now we're going to slide in the back. On the back, oh no, I'm sorry, rear connector. This is the rear connector. This groove goes facing the bottom. This goes in. Again, this is another one of those things where you might say, oh geez, it doesn't fit. It probably does. Then you're going to go one screw into this on one side and then one on the other. Even with the back. That. And then another one on this side. Okay. The back has two small screw holes here. Yeah. The L faces out unless you want to face it in for some reason. We put it in this track here. And you may want to push. You gotta get that even as you go up, so that it's not tilting on an angle. If you had two people, just push it up. Okay, that goes into that groove that I showed you on the rear connector. It's actually tucked up in there. So then you have two little silver screws you're going to get, one there and one there. Just put those in, and that attaches that to the back. Right. At this point, this is what the product looks like. Next thing you're going to do is plug the holes with these birch plugs. All right. This is a key. First of all, you're going to take Elmer's glue or whatever you have. Put a dab of glue, a bit on the inside of that edge. You're going to take this plug like this. Okay, this is the key. These and this, everything with wood is live, living, susceptible to all types of heat changes, moisture changes. This can either be loose or tight. If it's tight, we didn't drill the hole wrong, and we didn't buy the wrong type of plug. It's just that it is tight on that day. If it is tight, you should be able to just get them in. Just tap. Tap it in all the way till it seats in the glue, and then that's what you're looking for. Sometimes you'll just be able to push them right in. You still ought to give them a little bit of a tap to seat it into the glue. If you ever have a really extreme situation where they, you just say, geez, these don't fit. I can't get these in. Take a little plastic bag or something, take all your plugs, throw them in your freezer for maybe a half hour. It will contract them, and most likely it'll drop right in. It's something that can't be helped. It's not a regular problem. I'm just trying to save you the problem of having to call us up and say, oh, your plugs don't fit or whatever it might be. And just trying to save you some time and us some time also. So do that to each one of the plug holes that you have there. And that's about it for the product itself. You'll have a baggie, you have this sling. You're going to put this sling on these dowels here first. Goes in here. This. Then you're going to take this here. You're going to tap those in the hole. This is not a good bed for this. But should be something that doesn't have a lot of bounce. And I'm just going to take that out and slide it in afterwards. That. One out. This. Whoops. Like I say, you do it on the floor or something where it won't get a lot of bounce, and those will just drive in there tight. And I believe this, no, I'm not real good at putting these things in. Doing this. Right here like this. All right, and then you're going to take this. Easy to do it like this, probably. This. Oops. And then take your hand, something, just get it started a little bit. Do a little bit on one, a little bit on another. And then you want to take like a block of wood or something. I have a piece of plywood here. And then right over the top of the dowel, for instance, take this and kind of go, right? Do that one a little, this one a little, and then this one a little, and then you're going to flip it over and do the other side to make sure that these are seated into their holes properly. Pull out your dowel here on your swing, and that's the Dolly's changing table. This is quite nice actually. After the child does whatever it's going to do to the doll, put it in here for a nice swing before it takes a rest or whatever. It's a lovely piece. We're very pleased with it. We like it much better this way than the way that we used to do it. As always, Elves and Angels products, lifetime guarantee. There is no fine print in an Elves and Angels lifetime guarantee. Whatever happens to your product, we always stand behind it. We always back it up 100%. That's been our company for almost 30 years. It will always be our company. And don't hesitate to call us if you ever have a problem in any way, shape, or form. I don't care whether your child's taking a sledgehammer to it. We stand behind our products, every one that we make, and always have. So if there's something wrong, if we've made a mistake or anything like that, we don't try to make mistakes. It's really an unusual type of thing with us. We try to be as careful as possible. We're really easy to deal with, so if you ever have a problem, please call us or email. Email is better actually, David@elvesandangels.com would be great. We'll take care of you right away. And again, as with every product, we really very much appreciate your support and buying of our products for almost the last 30 years. Thank you very much.